The Pinball Network is online. Launching.
Pinball Party.
Meff. Hey. Meff.
What?
Muff. Meffy. Hey.
What?
Hey. Get up, bitch.
What?
I'm bored.
I don't care.
I gotta do a pinball podcast and I'm lonely. I need you.
Dude, get it together.
Come on, man.
Fuck.
Let's do some shit. What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. Eat shit.
Come on, buddy. We can get to know your balls or your little metal giblets down there. I don't know. Let's do that. Come on, man.
That sounds fun. Not haha.
Oh, come on, man. Please.
Okay, cunt. Play your stupid song.
Yeah. We're getting to know your balls.
We're getting to know my balls.
Fuck yeah, we are. All right. What is Meff's favorite game?
Penis.
All right. You got me. You little shit.
Haha.
What is your favorite era of pinball?
69.
It's fun. All right, dude. Okay. What is your biggest fear in life?
That I will end up just like you.
Fuck you, Meff. God damn it. Every time. I don't know why. I try. Eat my shit. Fucker. I don't know why. I keep doing that to myself. Welcome to episode, I don't care, of the Pinball Party Podcast. This is Jason, your host. Remember to email in your texts of the week to pinballpartypodcast@gmail.com. But allow me to read this week's submission. Quote, new idea for a TikTok challenge. Shit with your legs crossed.
Fuck.
I gotta admit, I kinda wanna try. See what happens. I don't want to try working with Meff anymore. I don't like him. Instead, let's talk about people we like and things we like. Something I like. Pinsomniacs Pinball. We had Nick on a few episodes ago. For those, let me refresh your memory. Pinsomniacs out of Jacksonville, Florida. A wonderful place to get pinball machines serviced, get pinball machines on your location, do tournaments. They kind of fill in a really, very needed gap in the area of getting machines out into the wild. So if you're in the area, go check out, well, one of the places is Tepes, Tepeys. They do tournaments there, and they have a social often. It's the social is for like less experienced players to get in a group and have much more, quote, low-stress tournament atmosphere. They also have team games like Split Flipper and things like that to help people get to know each other and foster the pinball community. Kids, adults, everyone's welcome. So for the hardcore tournaments, for the people who want to dip their toes into it, Pinsomniacs also does Twitch streaming. They recently did this awesome Elvis unboxing. Unfortunately, some of it got DMCA'd because, the king of rock and roll, his reach is apparently post-mortem as well. But go to twitch.com/Pinsomniacs Pinball, Pinsomniacs Pinball. Go find them on their website. Like and subscribe, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all that stuff. They're a big fan of ours. We are a big fan of theirs. Pinsomniacs Pinball. Continuing down the road of surrounding ourselves with people that bring us up and don't bring us down. Cale, Rachel, get in here.
And live along for no better reason. Working this through, so do you feel it? Baby,
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, I missed it. What'd you take a hit of? Is that a whippet?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Just straight oxygen. You don't fuck with that?
maybe I'm useless. Maybe I'm all the things my parents used to say. I can't escape it.
You don't have oxygen in Arizona? You need a can?
Nah, when I go to Flagstaff, I do take a can with me. Okay.
Wow.
So,
We're just moving past that, huh? What the fuck?
yeah.
It's 8,000 feet, and the difference, I think he's just so big that he needs more oxygen than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I really wish you were doing a whippet, and then just suddenly, Did you guys?
We saw that this morning. We saw a guy passed out on the side of the road right before the department
Yeah.
came.
From
We thought
whippets?
he was dead. No, probably from fentanyl.
Right. Have you guys done whippets in the past? I mean, important question.
I've
Yeah,
never
I
done
mean,
Cale, of course. Me, no, but I go to the dentist. That's like whippets,
Cool.
right? I mean, mattress.
Yeah. But when you really do it, like, so here's how we used to do it. You know, you'd get the whippets. For those unaware, whippets, nitrous oxide. You'd go to the adult store, and they had them there for making homemade whipped cream. Quotes, but you'd put it in a cracker, and then in a balloon, you'd fill that shits up, and then you'd inhale it. You know, and you'd feel great for about 20 seconds. We'd feel like you're dying and great at like the same time, and your voice would, you know. But what we would do is we would go in my car that had subwoofers, and we would play Fear Factory, a metal band very popular in the 90s, a lot of double bass. So you would sit in the back seat, you would take the whippet, hold it, and then crank it, and just, you would just fucking fly down that highway.
That is a very specific recipe.
Well, you know, musicians, you know, you find your way to like, well, what's good? You know, you got to chase that high, and like, well, just doing it now isn't enough. Let's listen to music, not enough. Let's get subwoofers to feel that bass, not enough. Get Fear Factory, get a machine gun, and voila, good times. Meff didn't want to do this podcast with me, so I figured, you know, you guys could join, if you don't mind.
cool. No,
Mind?
I'm glad you called us.
Yeah, no problem. Episode 34 of the Wait, 33? Do we care?
I think it's last one was
This is
32,
33.
right? 33, yeah.
Let's say it's
How-
33.
How many are you doing?
34 total. And then,
And then that's it. Okay.
So I guess
well,
this is-
I hope people listen.
yeah, or maybe 33. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Maybe 32.
The goal, yeah, I've overreached. Thanks for joining. We have a lot to talk about. We are going to talk about Venom. Heard of it? A lot of people have heard of it. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about those shitloads of notes of tools you have at the pinball arcade party place. What is it? Electric Bird. What is it called?
We call it the electric bat.
Okay. The Electric Bat Arcade in Tempe, Arizona, one of the best pinball places in the world, owned by none other than these two, Rachel Bess and Cale Hernandez. But let's not stand on ceremony here, as Bane says in The Dark Knight Rises. Let's get right into stuff. Nap Arcade has really been at the top of their game lately. To just talk about news and rumors and all that. And everyone out there, you know, if this is one of your first listens to the Pinball Party podcast, thanks for joining. We don't always cover all the news in the news. If you want that, go listen to the Pinball Show with Zach Menny and Dennis Kriesel, or Triple Drain, or a bunch of other wonderful podcasts out there. But we do touch on it. And I really wanted to talk about Venom this week a little bit before we get into tool talk with the two of you. A lot of people have been asking for you to share, and you mentioned like a lot of tools of owning a pinball arcade. You know, what do you use most often? What's really handy? All that. But Nap Arcade this week has been just dropping bombs like every other day. And Jason at Nap, I mean, keep killing it, man. The news out there is awesome. You're like one of my daily feeds of like what's in the pinball world, or what's in the world. And the next day, reverse that. And then what's the new thought and what's the new rumor in it. And it's awesome. We went from no, Jersey Jack might not have the Harry Potter license to, oh, you bet your ass they do, to they do not have Matrix, to maybe Jack Danger has the Matrix, to Back to the Future's coming out, to guess what? Venom will be at Comic-Con in late July, which I think the most credible, nothing against Jason, but the most like pretty certain of all those is Venom. So Venom is the next cornerstone, as they say from Stern. Cornerstone meaning, I mean, are they really, why are we using the term cornerstone? It's just a release, right? It's a game
Right.
release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cornerstone, like, it's not a fancy word for anything. The next Stern release is most likely Venom. Art by Zombie Yeti, most likely. Rules by Dwight, right? Is that what I hear?
I haven't been keeping up with the rumors. So
Okay.
how was from what I understand, some organization accidentally leaked that this would be at Comic-Con? Is that correct?
Yes. Oh, God. I'm going to pull up the article in front of me. But yeah, because the scheduling of actual Comic-Con, which is much, much bigger than the world of pinball. I mean, Comic-Con encompasses video games, comics, movies, anything that touches, I mean, MCU, DCU.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, we're nothing compared to them. So yeah, someone's just like, yeah, there's gonna be the next Stern game at Comic-Con. Like, get wrecked. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, okay. Did it say
did they
what?
say Venom?
No. But if they start putting the pieces together of was it last year or earlier this year, the convention with Ozzy Osbourne, McFarlane,
Right.
and then Stern announced Bond. It was like, what?
Yeah, I remember.
So the rumor is that it was planned to be Marvel's Venom released, but because of scheduling, they changed that. So now back to Comic-Con. What type of game would get unveiled at Comic-Con other than a comic, or at least comic-adjacent game? I don't think Bond quite gets into comic territory. So Venom is the strongest rumor, and if I was a betting man, I would bet Venom. And Venom, for me personally, why do I want to talk about Venom? Venom is one of my favorite super villains of all time. Easily, it goes Lex Luthor, Joker, Venom, and then a bunch of other shitbags.
Where's
that.
Morbius the living vampire in that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me edit that out. Obviously, it starts Morbius, number 1, Lex Luthor,
Nice.
Joker, Morbius. What trash.
Oh, God. Do I need to get out every single issue of Morbius
No,
so I can
mean,
show you?
the character
why-
is great, but the
Disco
movie.
Morbius? Oh, I never saw the movie.
Oh, yeah. I was talking movie. Like, I think the character is badass, but the movie. Go
Save
see it.
yourself.
You'll hate
Yeah.
yourself. You'll hate everything about what you own of Morbius after you see Jared Leto.
Venom
destroy
is an amazing villain. I always dug it because he was like a diesel, just absolutely ripped, big ass black Spider-Man. I mean, how can you go wrong, right?
Sounds like you're
Mhm.
describing yourself, Cale.
Oh,
Thank
yeah. I mean, and you're black too. And I mean, Yeah, I always thought, first and foremost, like surface level Venom, you can see him, he's just badass. Pick a reason. I mean, you are like attracted to him, sounds like physically and all that. So that's your thing with him. But when you dig deeper into, what his character means, usually most good villains have something to do with the hero, where, Lex Luthor is the arch nemesis of Superman because he's a plain dude that doesn't like that this being has cheated his way to super level, where Lex is like smart and all, so there's a reason, like a polar opposite. Joker is like a Batman who just happens to be evil. A villain who's kind of almost has a kinship with the hero. And Venom like literally does, where for those unaware and just thinks Venom is like some run of the mill, like Cale, just some buff dude that is black. He was created by Todd McFarlane, and his origin is this like alien species of some goop. Spider-Man got some goop on him, like we all do. It's a Monday. I've gotten goop on me multiple times today, and the goop is a symbiote that attached himself to him, and Spider-Man had a black suit because the goop was black, and he became stronger, more powerful. But that symbiote, once Peter Parker learned that, like, oh, this is making me also kind of a prick, kind of an asshole, and he removed the symbiote, the black goop, with the help of some noise. The symbiote retained what it learned from the previous host, like the whole Venom. Like, and in the future, they made a whole race of these Venom goops, and they all retain memories from their previous hosts. So Venom retained all this like power of Peter, and was like, oh, I need more of that. So he became like obsessed with him, like in love with him. So he's kind of part of Peter, and then Venom gooped onto Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock, a real life nemesis, if you will, of Peter Parker. He was just jealous, jelly of Peter Parker. Yeah, meathead. You like that. You're attracted to big, veiny black dudes. And he gooped onto Eddie Brock, so then Eddie Brock got the Spider-Man power, the Venom power, and the memories and all the thoughts of Peter Parker. So on top of, yes, he's a badass, dark-looking, cool dude, designed very well by Todd McFarlane. He's got this bits of Peter Parker. So for me, it's why he's super badass. Morbius is badass because he's a vampire. So that's easy. That's an easy win. So is Venom a roundabout way of like, is the theme good? I think for most comic book people that are even in the realm of it, I think this is going to be a pretty big draw for them.
I agree.
Agreed. People like Venom. People like Todd McFarlane.
And they can do a lot with Venom if they go the pure villain route, which for the longest time he was. Then he was an anti-hero. When he was on Flash Thompson, the Goop, I should say, when Flash Thompson was the Venom, and still often is, he was a military agent named Agent Venom at that point, where we kind of just sicked him on Bad Bros, and he was a hero, and he's kind of a hero in the Tom Hardy. So they could either go full villain, which I personally hope they do. They probably won't. Anti-hero, which is probably more likely the case. Or what is he going to do? Fight Carnage? I hope they just go full villain and he fights Peter Parker all the time.
Why not all of it? Let's
do
all of it. Different modes, you do different things. You do good, you do bad. You win, you lose.
Do you think they do is there a world where it's comic book Venom and Tom Hardy Venom? Different modes?
No, because of licensing. I'm sure it's going to be pure comic book. Yeah.
I want to see black and purple.
Yeah, as far as the color scheme?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool if Zombie Yeti could actually like kind of reinvent himself and give us a color palette we haven't seen from him yet. But I know, he's working closely with Marvel, and Marvel likes the colors that we've seen from him. But who knows? Anything could happen, But it would be so cool to get a really, really dark machine with just some color highlights. So
you're saying like almost black and white with just little dashes of, or
yeah, like black and white to represent Venom and his suit, and then just whatever, there'll be some other characters in there. So I would guess Spider-Man. I don't know.
I just think color really pops against black. I mean, I think it would just look good if instead of it being color on a white base, if it was color on a black base, it makes the colors brighter.
Yeah.
There was a run of was it mid 2000s? It was just Carnage or Carnage and Venom. Clayton Crane, the artist who did this run of, I think they were mainly Carnage, but Venom was in it a lot. A comic book artist, when you mentioned like if Zombie Yeti takes another kind of stab at it, or in a different vein, which I mean, even if he does his default, it's great. But Clayton Crane did this this very stylized art of them where it looked almost CG. It was like a cross between CG and Alex Ross style painting, where it was so good. Like the story isn't that great. The Carnage story, I have it, I think I think I have a few issues of it, but it if they did that, for those out there, Google Clayton Crane's Carnage run. You'll see kind of what I mean. It's pretty intense. I think a lot of it was computer. It had to be computer.
Alex Ross would be great too. Let's just get a straight up watercolor. People will be peeing their pants.
I'll pee my pants. If it's Alex Ross, I'll pee my pants on this podcast. I'll have a second mic. I'll have a pee mic. No one wants to hear it. I don't want to record it, but I'll do it. Yep. Alex Ross would be, wow. If they do a Superman pinball machine and they get Alex Ross, I'm gonna pee. If they get Jim Lee, I'm gonna pee.
Ooh.
But Alex Ross, I think, has the same issues. Like he's doing actual watercolor, and there's so many revisions on these games. Like physical painters are out of it. Just doesn't make sense for physical painters to do it.
Doesn't Alex Ross, most of his paintings come from, he uses actual models to at least get the main.
Yes.
Yeah. He hasn't done stuff in a while. He does like covers here or there, but I miss.
Yeah. Or David Mack. David Mack would be cool, like weird.
I'm not familiar. Should I be? Do I have a gap in my?
Did you ever read Kabuki?
No.
Okay, well,
I don't even know what that is.
Well, if you go into the living room, Cale, you'll see a long box full of it. David Mack also did some Daredevil and some other stuff. It's watercolory stuff. We We may be going too far down the comic book artist that Rachel liked in the 90s.
Or not far enough. I don't know. What if McFarlane did this? I mean, if he's... Because he drew Venom
bananas.
I mean, okay, if the world's our oyster and they're like, all right, it's Venom and Spider-Man. I mean, there's separate licenses in... Well, I guess maybe in the movie and film, but in comics, I think they're still just under the Marvel umbrella. So if it's all just comic-based and it is Venom and Spider-Man... And the rumors are that it's his best layout or pinball related. I mean, again, it's a rumor and Napa
for Brian Eddy?
Yeah, Brian Eddy, the designer.
I've heard that
who has
too.
made some bangers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What were you going to say? Sorry. You heard of it? Medieval Madness, right? Isn't that him?
Yep. Medieval
Stranger
Madness.
Things.
Shadow.
So he's made games. I mean,
games that are all super fun to work on.
Yeah. I
No.
sense a little sarcasm there.
Yeah.
Especially, Mando. That thing's solid as a rock.
I think Jeremy is the best suited for pulling this thing off. He's used to working with the team at Stern. He knows how to make a machine look absolutely amazing, and comic book art is absolutely become his forte. If it wasn't before this, but he's gonna knock it out of the park once again.
We all know what's going to happen. They're going to release images on the internet. People are going to complain and throw their arms up in the air about how we really fucked it up, and then people are going to see it in real life and be like, "Oh, you know what?"
Remember how everybody was like, "Oh, Godzilla looks like shit." God, I can't believe they fucked up Godzilla, and now it's like everybody can't stop. Yeah, doing whatever.
So Comic-Con will be late July. Let me pull up them dates. For those out there,
23rd or something.
I'm using an encyclopedia. The July 20th to the 23rd. Venom, I think, has the best shot at a comic book theme. A better shot than Deadpool. Overall, I think, in the zeitgeist of like knowledge. Better than Avengers in a way, because I think the style they use there, just they didn't really they didn't use the movies. They kind of used comic, but it's all like not made up shit. But except for Thanos, a lot of it was just like, this is not in universe shit. This is like, I mean, a little bit here or there, but I don't know. Venom, they have a really good chance to just stick with what people know. Carnage, Spider-Man. I mean, you can get into the Planet of the Symbiotes and stuff like that, or Flash Thompson, Eddie Brock. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah. We'll see. But I think you're right. People are going to complain about it. They'll be like, this sucks. And then the reality is it's probably going to be pretty great. It's got a good team behind it. Stern's been just fucking killing it. Even their bad games are really good. So, yeah.
For sure.
Even Led Zeppelin earns.
Pro? You guys have a Pro, right? There's like one ramp in that game?
Yes, we have a Pro.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that elevator thing.
So it's got a ramp, it's got lights, and then a fuckload of rules.
Yeah.
Is that Led Zeppelin?
It's cool. I like it. And it's got some of the best music in the world.
Yeah. You know. Does it?
Okay, boomer.
Shit, no, if I was a boomer, wouldn't I love it?
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's one of those because, I don't not like them, but it's a conversation for another time. So Venom, I think it'll be great. We only have,
awesome.
If it comes out 20th at Comic-Con, I bet, mid-teens next week, we start to see some leaks, or someone's mom is unloading something at the Comic-Con and like, well, what's this game? Look at, sweetie, it's got the spider game here for you. And we'll start seeing it. So that's Venom.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
Why are we doing this? It's almost 5 a.m. It's before 5 a.m. your time.
Yeah, man. You just woke me up.
Get up.
Yeah, you had some hot news.
We're not done. Well, you kept me up, texting me about this jabroni last night. Screenshot. I'm like, who the fuck is this? But yeah, breaking news. slam that AG1. I have a pre-workout. I got to go soon and work out once the tingles set in. I don't want to miss my tingles.
I'm drinking my AG1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go choke some friends.
I'm going to go do a pull workout that I skipped the last 3 days because I didn't have energy, but now I got it.
Excuse me, a pole workout?
Yeah.
Are you are you doing pole dancing?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start. I'm going to do 3 sets of pull-ups.
That would be cool if that's what you did, because that looks like a workout.
Dude, pole dancers, that shit's legit. I start by pole dancing, then I belly dance as a post-workout, and then I just do 5,000 sit-ups for no reason.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucks.
Good on you.
Yeah. No, but I'm going to go do some pull-ups, probably some bent-over rows, some curls, some decline curls, some face pulls with the rope, and then hop on that the elliptical for about 20 minutes. Keep that heart rate at about 135. So yeah, what the fuck are we doing? We're talking, Dana's going to work. See you later. Bye. I'm recording a podcast at 6 a.m. and 4 a.m. his time. We're insane.
Can you see me?
He can see you, yeah.
Hi, Cale.
Hey, how's it going?
Say hello.
Hello, and good morning.
Good morning. All right.
Good morning. Can you believe we're doing this?
She can believe it, and she's drinking my blue juice. Save me that. Okay, breaking news. People don't care what the hell we're talking about. Some rando on Reddit says he knows what the next Stern games are, and that just happened on Reddit. Don't know who he is.
Right.
Says it's not Venom or Spider-Man.
Yeah, when this guy started posting, I was like, this dude does not sound crazy. I looked at his history. He's not going around trolling different subreddits. And what he's saying just makes sense.
Okay, so let's break that down. Here's what you send me a screenshot. I'm falling asleep. This wakes me back up. I'm like, all right, here we go. And now here we are, 4 a.m. your time, 6 a.m. my time, recording another little bit. Dude says, I do know what's coming from Stern, and it's not Venom. It's a re-release title that will be announced soon-ish. I have not seen any news on this yet, but it's coming. Venom/Spider-Man after that, then a Kapow/studio game from Stern could drop before Jaws as well. So Venom, as we've talked about, and a lot of people, is like, hey, it's going to be announced at Comic-Con. It's going to be coming out soon after that. It's the quotes, next Stern cornerstone. He's saying, nah, guy. Someone replies, same stuff we've talked about and heard. It's Venom, and then maybe a Vault of Ghostbusters. Then he goes on to say, yeah, the Ghostbusters thing and John Trudeau, not going to happen. Probably if it is, it's going to be hard as shit because the dude sucks. Keeps going on a little bit. We'll stop there before we keep going, but that was the first thing I saw last night. We start talking, all right, so what is it? You're thinking Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I mean, if this guy is to be believed, it sounds like it's Jurassic Park because he mentions that the clue is it has a lot of teeth. And I mean, if you go back through the catalog, Jurassic Park is the only thing that makes sense because we know Jaws is not coming out yet.
Yeah.
Also, he mentions that it is an anniversary pin, and this month marks the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Also, this is something they could sneak in without any leaks or rumors because, I mean, they already have the parts. You don't have any third parties having to build toys or any stuff like that.
So what you're alluding to is a Jurassic Park as we know it with just some extra sparkle on it.
Right, like the Elvira pin. Right, some different powder coat, right? Some different colored powder coat, some other stuff. I mean, they already have the license. It's they've been running it. They can slap it together real quick.
So they've been running it a lot lately. They're in stock, kind of most places, and I have one for sale, a premium as well. Not that it's a fantastic game. If there's anyone to give the treatment to recent, hell yeah, this is the one. If not Godzilla, but Jurassic Park has a special place in a lot of people's heart. So you're thinking, sparkle it up a little bit, awesome powder coat, maybe a new translite, maybe some fancy stuff here or there. Right. Assets, new assets. You think video?
I mean, if we were to go really far down the rabbit hole, What if they were able to land Jeff Goldblum?
Christ,
throw in
Call
some
outs.
He's been around a lot. He's got that show. You see him on commercials. He's putting himself out there.
He's so awesome too.
Oh God, it would be amazing. And I think that would be a reason to pay some extra money. Because one thing this person mentions, this mystery newsy person, this news dropper, mentions that it's going to be expensive.
Right. So the parts that we didn't mention while you're saying Jurassic Park, he says it has teeth and it's an anniversary game and it's going to be expensive. Expensive means it's probably not a pro. A premium, like we're kind of used to it. LEs are they're what they are, but expensive. So Bond expensive or like what is an Elvira special edition or 40th expensive these days? Probably $15,000, I would think, minimum.
Yeah, I think that's
20.
expensive, right?
So you're thinking Jurassic Park. I don't think Jurassic Park. And here's why. They're already putting 30th anniversary badges on the premiums of the recent run. Not changing anything, but they're putting it there. Maybe that's not to deter it. But if it's anniversary, okay, Jurassic Park is an anniversary. I get all that. Like, honestly, the more I think about it, what you're saying makes sense. But if I'm looking at,
let's go. I want to know what you think.
Yeah,
let's go.
But
because we have no clue. That's the thing. We have no idea. This guy might be totally full of shit.
No, we're legit trying to find out though. We're using our ways, our sources, our who's, our what. So I fall asleep to these screenshots. I wake up immediately, pound some caffeine, hit you up at, I don't know, like 3-something a.m. your time with, all right, here's my lowdown. Because this morning is when he said, let's say this game has teeth on it and all that. So I send a breakdown of, let's say it's an anniversary game of Stearns, meaning a 20-year anniversary, a 15-year anniversary, a 10-year anniversary, or a 5-year anniversary. I pull up the Wikipedia. I start going to town, eating my oats, drinking my coffee. At 20 years, if it's an anniversary game, we have Lord of the Rings. If it's at a 15-year anniversary for Stern, we have Batman the Dark Knight. Shrek, it's not going to be Shrek. Indiana Jones. Okay. CSI, no, but teeth, maybe, whatever. 10-year anniversary, this is where I start to think, okay, Metallica, Avengers, Star Trek, they already vaulted that a couple times and did Final Voyage. I don't think it's going to be Star Trek. I mean, with Strange New Worlds oh shit, actually, if they want to go ham and really pimp, like re-theme a Star Trek and make it Strange New Worlds, but the teeth thing doesn't make sense there.
Yeah.
And then 5-year anniversary would be Iron Maiden and Deadpool. I don't see a reason to redo either of those. They both sell strong. There's nothing. There's teeth, no. So if it's teeth,
correct.
The only thing out of any of these that would have anything to do with teeth, if we're taking teeth literally, like just bones in your mouth, like if you take teeth figuratively, as in like it'll really make sales, teeth, like, oh, this is a fucking banger, it's Lord of the Rings, in my opinion. But if it's actual literal teeth, of course, that's where Jurassic Park comes from, because all the dinosaur teeth.
And that would go along with the theme of this episode, the teeth thing.
Yes, because of the tools.
That's right.
Okay. So I jumped at Metallica. The reason I'm thinking Metallica is just teeth. But even teeth, I'm stretching. But I send you a screenshot of multiple screenshots. Sparky's got some teeth, very prominent teeth hanging out of his face. The Metallica dudes, Lars specifically, Hetfield, teeth on the playfield, a lot of teeth, smiling everywhere. There's teeth, skulls with teeth where the shoot again, there's a skull with teeth. There's skulls with teeth on both the in lanes. There's a lot of skulls everywhere. But I'm really kind of trying to force it there if he's being very subtle. And when he says there's a lot of teeth, someone obviously replied, no, you already said it's not Jaws. He's like, I'm not talking about Jaws. It's like, all right, what else has a lot of teeth? Yeah, Jurassic Park. Metallica, for all these games, I straight looked at all the playfields of all these games that I didn't know by like the back of my hand, like Lord of the Rings, and looked for teeth. The only games that have teeth are Metallica and a tiny bit, a couple skulls in Indiana Jones. But, I mean, to me, I think it comes down to Metallica or Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And I think I told you at first, I was like, oh, here's the Metallica. Because I know Stern's getting ready to do some kind of promotion with them that they haven't talked about yet. And so that's what I thought about. But this mystery guy says in one of his comments, It is not a vault.
Right. He says it's a re-release first, and then says it's not ... a vault, meaning he's insinuating I'm choosing my words here by saying it's not ... a vault. So if it was a vault, let's say it's Metallica, then they would just be like, hey, it's Metallica, it's great, whatever. We've re-releasing. That's what typically a vault is. A re-release would be, I guess, would it be an updated version? That might be a remake. I don't know, you might say remake if it's Metallica with an LCD and new music, or Tron with new LCD and new all that. I mean, is that a re-release? That's more than a re-release. Jurassic Park, if you say re-release, like he says, we're just re-releasing the game, but we're giving it an anniversary. God damn it, I'm convincing myself of what you're saying. It's an anniversary re-release of a very popular game that will sell bananas, and here's a bunch of green But, I mean, they're LE. Let's take the Jurassic Park LE that's already out there that sells for like roughly $14,000 to $16,000, depending on the month these days. It's got a great green, slightly sparkly powder coat. It looks great. The Translite is the best of all of them. The art package is the best of all of them. The art blades internally are better than any third party or Stern that you can buy aftermarket. I guess, I mean, if you re-release the LE of Jurassic Park, it has to be, to your point, a Goldblum. It's got to have a real, dinosaur DNA on it, a dinosaur that literally bites you in the face,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one.
I mean, if we go by what this guy's saying, it's Jurassic Park.
Shit. Teeth. Are you on the teeth?
I'm on the teeth. And here's the other thing. If this is true, if it's Jurassic Park, if it's a special edition 30th anniversary Jurassic Park, it's basically like a rerun of LEs, but of course I think it's going to have different powder coat and what have you. They're going to have a reason to buy this. And the reason, first of all, the internet's going to be pissed off at first, right?
Because the LEs are going to devalue and all that?
Well,
Or
no,
that
because everybody's waiting for Venom, right?
Sure.
I mean, people are like 100% sure it's Venom because of, Nap Arcade and the other places.
Yeah.
But they're not going to hate this because it's an Elwyn game. It's an awesome game. It's going to look cool.
And he's saying
it's going to sell out.
It's coming before Venom and Spider-Man.
Correct.
So if somehow, I don't know, like for me, it still makes sense that Venom / Amazing Spider-Man, it comes out on, or at least gets revealed-ish at Comic-Con. That just makes too much sense to me. So either it has to be released / announced in the next month, this Jurassic Park anniversary or Metallica re-release, or this supplants Venom / Spider-Man at Comic-Con, which I know you were saying via text you think that's there. I think Venom and Spider-Man has a bigger splash at Comic-Con than Jurassic Park does, or a bigger reason to be there.
Well, yeah, because it's a comic title, but I mean, Comic-Con nowadays is just a pop culture festival. I mean, they talk about all kind of stuff, movies. I mean, it's just not just comics anymore.
In fact, it's probably 50-50 movies. So if it is Jurassic Park, well, not if it is, like you said, you Google Jurassic Park anniversary, there's tons of shit.
Lots of stuff going on right now with Jurassic Park. I think the 11th of this month was the actual 30th anniversary
of June?
I think that's when the movie dropped, and now they're hitting this. I mean, we're here in Phoenix. We're having a giant Jurassic Park thing going on at the Footprint Amphitheater. I mean, it's all kind of releases like Lego stuff. I mean, video games. This would fit.
Well, so they got to get this thing up fast. I still think if it's
we'll hear about it in 3 weeks. That's what I'm thinking.
Shit, 3. Well, okay. Well, I'm getting the tingles on my skin now. I'm gonna go take advantage of this and work out. Let's let the people think we're either gonna hear soon about this re-release or this dude doesn't know shit. But thanks for joining me. This breaking news at 4 a.m. In the morning. This is insane. Go choke some people. Let's stay tuned and see what games get announced soon from Stern.
Yeah. I'm going back to sleep. Good night.
All right. Good night.
What other rumors do you have?
Oh, do I have? Well, let me make one up. No, Nap Arcade. We talked about the Jersey Jack does not have Matrix for the next game. That it's tentatively Rocket Man, Elton John, by Stephen Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Q. Ritchie.
Stephen Q. Ritchie. There is the big license talk of people were at the licensing convention. I don't fucking know what it was called. A licensing convention. So kind of, what is the next game? And they're looking at anniversaries of games. And coming up for major pinball anniversaries, and a lot of these have been rumored. So if we use the 25th anniversary of some of these, The Matrix, just talked about it. Fight Club, okay, ooh, I could see that. A bunch of these others, are not things I would think of. But for 40th anniversary, there's Ghostbusters. There's talk of vaulting that, which that is not the first time I've heard that.
Man,
I'll say that. Yeah,
I find that hard to believe, but I guess plausible.
That it was 40 years ago?
No, them vaulting. Because do you remember that? Were you at the expo where Gomez ran up to me and told me to turn the projector off?
I can't remember if we were at that one. I think I was at the one after. Maybe I was, but I remember the story.
Yeah. So we were, at the Marco Specialties booth. We were just playing Stern's YouTube channel, and the making of Ghostbusters popped up, and George ran up to me and was like, "Take this down immediately. We don't want to be associated with this man in any way." And I was like, "Man, sorry. It's on your channel." So that's why I find it hard to believe that they would.
I think enough time has passed. And if you wouldn't have just brought it up, Cale, nobody would remember.
People would have forgot, huh?
And then we could have had a vaulted Ghostbusters, which I think a lot of people would buy.
Yeah. And what you're referring to, not everyone knows, the designer of the game is not great.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in prison.
He's in prison for not great stuff and not laughable stuff. Piece of shit stuff.
Yeah.
So it sucks to separate the art from the artist sometimes. Michael Jackson is tough for me sometimes. We're like, God, that dude could
No, I think everybody's flawed. You got to just do it. You can like aspects of somebody while disliking other aspects. You can appreciate the music.
The artist, don't hate the art. Is that what's up?
Or just ignore the artist and enjoy the art. I mean, I don't know. Just I can't possibly be responsible for
Bud Light and Chick-fil-A.
I can't be responsible for Bud Light or Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, maybe.
I just things get too complicated. Life is too short.
Yep.
Appreciate the good things people do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think every pinball fan wants to see this game vaulted. This is a fantastic game. I hope. Well, I don't know. I kind of hope they don't fix the flipper gap, because it would be weird. Like if you're going to
somewhere
play
like this.
Yeah, if you're going to play a tournament, which is this? Is this?
Yeah, I think, and I'm just chit chatting here. If they vault it, that was Spike 1, right? So
correct. Yeah.
I think converting this to Spike 2, and I'm not saying like, oh, people tell me. I think you'd be able to tell the difference between an LCD versus a DMD when you're walking up as far as tournament goes. But to the point,
I didn't even think about that. So, so they would have to redo. They would have to add some movie clips. Yeah, that would be really something else.
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
Fucking A. I mean, I would think that adding movie clips would be easier than the custom animation for a DMD.
For
it's
sure.
Just cutting up an MKV and tossing it in there. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but I think Ghostbusters is too big to be overshadowed by the design. I mean, Stern didn't know, they didn't hire this person knowing the history and yeah, no, that's cool. We love that. It's like, oh shit, you fucking suck. Go to prison. Shit, that blows.
Right.
them remaking this does not suddenly say we support. It's just, how big of a piece of shit this guy was. When that's not what that says. It's Ghostbusters is a prized theme. It's a prized game. People love it. The art's fantastic. The music, I mean, you name it. Some people think it's really hard, and it is, but that's what makes it great.
The game is the layout's amazing. The rules are amazing. Yeah, it's
so unique.
Game.
Yeah, it's great. I think there's a lot.
And the scream, come on. I love watching people get freaked out by the scream.
On location, yeah. I turned it off at home after, I think the third time I owned the game. I was like, all right, that's enough. I'd be in the middle of trying to, I'd get my 6 times multipliers going. I'm in looping supers in the middle of it, just like, God damn it, you bitch, yelling at me. So 40th anniversary. Ghostbusters, we're looking at anniversaries. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. There's rumors of who's got Indiana Jones. There's rumors that both Jersey Jack and Stern have Indiana Jones.
Let's
Jesus. Terminator, which there's been 2. Has it been 3 or just 2 Terminator games?
There are
2 because they started with 2.
Right.
Yeah.
There's 2 and 3, but no 1. They're going to go back and do just Terminator.
And the other 2 on here, there's Footloose, 16 Candles, great, Beverly Hills Cop. The other 2 that seem like possibilities, 3, I guess, if you include Nightmare on Elm Street, but I don't think nearly as much as Gremlins or The Karate Kid. I think Gremlins could do some damage, and Karate Kid would almost be like, would you have to do Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have any affinity for either of those?
Gremlins would be fun. I don't really care. I loved Karate Kid. Man, I freaked out over that movie when I was growing up. But as a pinball theme, I guess whoever designs it is going to make that game. What about Back to the Future? You haven't mentioned that. Isn't that a rumor?
That one's kind of it's like the elephant in the room. It just seems to be so loud these days of, hey, I hear it's coming out. There's rumors, really good rumors. It's just what I hear is that there's very substantiated rumors that Back to the Future is going to happen. I don't know.
With Keith, right?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Keith's game.
Well, there's also the Beavis and Butthead Keith thing out there as well.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Back to the Future, I mean, if the rumors are true, it's Keith. I think they might bring in Chris Franchi for this one.
Gee, really?
Yeah, I think so, man.
I can see that.
Yeah, because I think his art fits that. You want to have that photorealistic style. Yep.
I still love his pitch for Superman, that CG, the one he has out there, that design. Oh,
for sure.
Franchi and Elwyn Back to the Future. Imagine that would sell so well. Oh my God. So would Beavis and Butthead, though.
Yeah, man, I would. Yeah.
Yes.
Shut up and take my money.
Beavis and Butthead would make money.
Could you imagine?
I would. Yeah. Beavis and Butthead would make more than Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah. And it would probably be a lot better of a game. No offense. But a little bit. Not a lot. A smidge. A skosh of offense.
Oh, hey, speaking of Rick and Morty, can I change the subject real quick for a second? Remember how last time we were on, we talked a little bit about how Scooby-Doo was doing so well.
Oh, you ready to talk numbers?
What I'm ready to talk about is less than 24 hours later, Shooter stopped working.
Oopsie
again.
Daisies.
And we've been having nonstop problems since
You don't
then.
say.
So
and not just ours. I mean, okay, look here. You know, I will rip Spooky apart. And man, I was trying to be so positive about this game.
Yeah, they got you.
But it's man, no. You know what? I'm staying palms up. I'm nothing but positivity. I think I can get this motherfucker running.
Figure it out.
Yeah. We're working hard. It's not just our game. I'm getting messages from other people like, what the fuck's up with the Shooter? I played in a tournament this past Saturday. They had I was picked with 3 other people to play on Scooby, all excited. I was like, oh, I got this. And boom, like on our second ball, the Shooter no longer works. So, I mean, this is not a mistake. This is a feature. And if you're able to like
it's a feature, motherfucker.
Yeah. if you are, I love how Zach called out Kaneda on that last episode. It's a motherfucking feature. So anyway, I mean, it's just sloppy as shit. And are we surprised? I don't think so.
Nah.
If you're surprised you haven't been paying attention to their work and you haven't opened up one of their machines, I mean, there's just like a bracket hanging off the edge. Part of this shooter assembly, there's a bracket just hanging off the edge, not attached to anything.
That's cool.
People are saying like shove washers in there and then screw it back to your play field. That doesn't work. Okay,
put your dick in it. I don't know, man.
We've had a little luck. I mean, Rachel messed around with it and took some pliers and squoze the forks together that actually hit the ball.
Wait. That's a word, and I don't know this word.
Which one? The squozing?
Wow. That's real?
It's to squeeze, but you squoze.
Oh, you're a okay. Just making sure. Carry on.
Yeah, so
anyway.
if you pinch those tines in a little bit, it hits more central in the ball, and so that gives it a better chance. But that's still the way that the whole thing is actually designed and put together is problematic, and there, I believe, is no fix for it other than taking a hole saw to the front of the cabinet and installing a manual plunger in between the fork of the auto plunger.
And we are seriously considering this just because this game is earning like nothing before. We'll do anything to get this thing working.
Even without a working shooter out.
Well, that's
or
the
is that
thing
changed?
is when it's on, someone's on it. And then it stops working and people are sad. And it's like, oh, well, I was having fun, being Velma. And now I need a refund. So it's such, on the plus side, it's a game that so many people like. Downside, you can't actually play it.
Yeah, because it's busted. You mentioned putting parts in it, washers, squozing, squozing naturally. And you mentioned earlier when Gomez came up to you, you're working at Marco. Now, would you buy these washers, etc., from Marco these days?
Oh, that's the only place I would buy my equipment.
It's the only place you would buy washers or other easily purchasable, readily available things.
Yeah. Is it time to announce our new sponsor?
Yes, please.
We are so excited and proud to bring on Marco Specialties as a sponsor for Pinball Party. I want to thank those guys. For those of you who don't know and are just out there playing machines and don't have to take care of them, Marco Specialties is one of the biggest parts manufacturers and distributors in the entire world. Started in 1985 by Mark Mandeltort. He believed, we should keep these machines running, keep them out of the landfill, and supply parts to thousands of machines all across the world. I used to work there and work in customer service and graphic design, shipping parts all over the place. Unfortunately, Mark is no longer with us, but his wife, Nancy, and son, Paul, are at the helm, keeping this legacy alive, supplying parts, manufacturing parts, finding parts that are no longer available, and reverse engineering them, building them better out of better materials, and then supplying them to all of us. They include A+ customer service. If you have a problem with the machine, give them a call. They'll point you in the right direction. And most importantly, they just started a tech database for pinball techs. If you are a pinball tech and are not a part of this, get in touch with them and get added, because what will happen is people will call Marco Specialties, need some help on their machine, and they're willing to pay a tech to do a house call, visit an arcade or what have you, and they can point them in the right direction, find a tech in their area. Also, they have the very popular Pin Tech Live with Kyle Spiteri. Sorry, I know Kyle very well. He's going to be mad that I butchered his name. But he has an awesome show, and I think all of the stuff's on YouTube. You can go back and watch all kind of stuff. And man, what an incredible tech he is. And this Thursday, he will be on Pin Tech Live with Jack Danger.
Oh, shit.
Him, Kyle Emoto, and Jack Danger are going to be on Pin Tech Live talking about all kind of great shit. You can join on the conversation and, be part of the chat if you want to ask Jack stuff and, ask Emoto and Kyle anything. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
The 29th.
Yeah, this Thursday. It's going to be super cool. I want to, really thank those guys for getting on board and supporting us. They're big fans of the show. They walk around the office singing your songs, Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Out there.
And maybe like the most important thing for us with Marco is that's where Cale and I met.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We met at Marco's Specialties when we were both working there. And whenever I started Electric Bat Arcade, Mark Mandeltort was always in my corner, just encouraging me and giving me advice. And his belief in me really helped me out with I could really do this. And so thanks to Marco, we have Electric Bat, we have Cale and Rachel, we have parts for machines that you can't get anywhere else, and then parts that you can get in other places. Marco tends to have the ones that are built the strongest, the highest quality. So if it's a high impact part, sometimes you'll have options. You can buy it from 3 or 4 different places. But we always buy the ones from Marco because we don't want to have to keep replacing the same thing.
There you go. And we were the original pinball party. Me, Rachel, Marco Ramirez, Steve, rolling around, selling parts, putting smiles on people's faces at the pinball shows. Miss those guys.
I buy a lot of stuff from Marco, and truly thank you guys for sponsoring the show. I really, really appreciate it. When you mentioned earlier getting things that I noticed they have stuff that other people won't have. Example, last time I bought something that I knew someone else didn't have was September 30th, 2022. I was looking at my email, how many things I've bought from Marco, so I got to list through some of this shit. I was told by a distributor that the Black Knight Sword of Rage inside art blades, you just can't buy them anywhere. He's like, oh, no, they stopped making them. You can't buy them. Well, you can at Marco. They just happen to have them. And almost every time there's out of stock of something somewhere weird, Marco some fucking how has it. And I buy stuff from there all the time. So
good.
Yeah, that warehouse is ridiculous. I mean, it's just, and Mark would always order parts that he knew that he wasn't going to make money on, just, because you have to buy 10,000 of something, and he knew he'd probably only sell 8 of them, but just to be able to have them out there, because without that part, you weren't going to be able to have that machine. So, yeah, we have, one of our troll heads on Medieval blew apart last week, so ordered a troll head.
Yeah. When we were there, they had 30,000 parts. They may have doubled that by now.
What the fuck? And you're counting every little washer and every screw.
Oh,
right?
every SKU, yeah.
Right. All right, let's talk about parts. Parts, tools, things that people should have around, because either new people out here or you guys have a scale of pinball machines, the amount of work you're doing on them probably requires a different set of tools that maybe not all of us have. So, like last time, I'm going to leave and talk amongst yourself. I'm going to grab my tool bag and let me share what I have in my little home use only, what I'm using that I've used enough to where I've bought. And then let's talk about what you got. So good luck. I'll see you in 30 seconds.
Cool.
And I think we're going to have a link to these somewhere in the show notes, right?
We will. What we're probably going to do is add a page to our website, and like a blog or what have you, and have links to all of these tools and where you can find them.
So there will be a link in the show notes to the Electric Bat website.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, the very first thing that everybody should have is glass corner protectors. You and I have seen so many pieces of glass explode when people mistakenly just sit them on the ground thinking I was putting it down there carefully. So sometimes people like to put them on folded up towels, cardboard, just things lying around, but they have these little corner protectors that will fit in your pocket, and you and I carry them around all the time. You can get them on the Marco site for $10. They just pop right on the corners. You can set your glass down, and it's very easy, right? That's item numero uno.
I'm back. I missed. Okay, the most important thing, and I missed it. What do you...
Glass corner protectors.
Okay. Yep. Here's my bag, as you can see.
Okay,
that's
cool.
cute.
Bosch.
It's nice. Bosch. It's a little Bosch bag. So here's what I have in my... so let's see, was 2023? Let's say 5 years I've been doing this to where I have to actually do a little bit more. Probably an extra 2 years of just owning 2 sterns, so I had to replace a bulb like once. So in here, aside from this cup holder, whatever, and I got some leg plastic, covers for, whatever.
Right. Cabinet protectors.
There you go. Thank you. I got my little bag of Novus 1 and Novus 2. I never go 3. Do you guys go 3?
Never.
No. Yeah. Who goes 3?
You would use those if you were tumbling. You would use Novus 3 in a tumbler. Okay.
And a couple microcloths for that. I have some multi-purpose sponge tape for the lockdown bars. It's a 3/4 inch, I believe. 3/8 inch. Yep. I've had enough where I need a whole fucking spool of this shit. I got my wax that I rarely use. Canuba wax.
Okay.
I got another Novus 1 because that one's almost gone. I got a bunch of little rubbers. That's what she said. Just extra shit. I have my bulb bag, a mix of incandescent, LED, some trough lighting,
some things you found in the couch.
Yes, a lot of things that I've found at the bottom of cabinets. Like, I might use that bulb one day. Some color changers, yada yada. So as far as tools, I have my Allen wrenches.
Okay, so Allen wrenches, super important. Everybody needs them. And I just saw the type of Allen wrenches you have are great, and they're the kind that most people have. Just regular, run-of-the-mill.
Okay.
You go to Home Depot, buy Allen wrenches.
Which is no good.
No, they're fine.
Okay.
But if you want to step it up a little bit, say you use them a lot. You've gone from 2 machines to
I've broke
40.
4 of them.
So, yeah, and you might notice that whenever you're using them, when you're rebuilding flippers or something like that, that you'll go to crank down on it and it'll slip.
Yes.
Okay, so Cale found the best Allen wrenches in the world. The brand is Wera, Wera.
Okay.
They don't slip, just the design of them works really, really well. They're very strong. You get a good grip on things. It costs, I don't know, like $45 for the set, so they're not cheap. But they work fantastically. Yeah, regular Allen wrenches, the one you have in your garage, will work. If you want fancier ones, or you find yourself working on a lot of machines and you're frustrated, get the Weras. When
I mentioned breaking them, it was every single time on a flipper. Every time. Because sometimes have you ever stripped with the Allen wrench as opposed to like it's slipping? Or maybe that is just slipping. I think it's like the Allen wrench is losing in the metal over the actual, whatever you
Not with the Weras.
But yes.
I may have with the other ones. I haven't used your standard cheap Allen wrenches in so long. These Weras are amazing.
My next main tool, and I only have one. It's stupid because I keep a socket set out there anyways because of the leg bolts and everything. So oftentimes I do have this magnetic nut driver. I don't remember what size it is. It's the standard.
That's probably a 1/4 inch. Is it red on the tip?
No color, but that is what it is. I remember when I was picking between the two, that was it. Because everything else, I just use my socket set. But I also have, I don't think it's in here, I think it's on the fridge because I keep it. It's funny. It's such a strong magnet. Is that big magnet grabber that extends?
Telescoping magnet. Yep.
Yes.
Very important. You need that for all the times you drop the screws in the washers and they go behind and underneath some plastics, or getting balls out of the trough when you're going to lift the playfield up.
Oh, shit. I've never done that.
It helps. It's nice.
Yeah, good call. I've used it sometimes just to magnetize like a screw quick too, just to like, or a screwdriver just to, and obviously I have a screwdriver in here. I'm almost out of tools. You guys probably have more many? Stop, Jason. A little leveler. This little
That's your
leveler
standard bubble leveler.
doesn't work well.
Right? Nope. We've got. Should we stop you on the tools that you have and let you know what we use? That
What
is
am I doing?
less frustrating?
Fix me here.
So we'll go to your socket drivers. You can't see what Jason was holding up, but it looked like a generic socket. So
I'll have you know it's a Klein Tools.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well, great.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
So then there should be red on the back end.
Oh, you mean okay?
Inch. Yeah.
Yes, it is quarter inch. When
All
you
right.
said tip,
There you go.
I know what I'm doing.
So the Kleins are great if you want magnetic sockets, which are very helpful in many applications. But guess who also makes the most comfortable not magnetic, but hollow shaft, ergonomic, fantastic to use socket driver? Cale, you want to talk about it?
Oh, that's we have another win for Wera right there. Most amazing deep socketed socket drivers, and they
Spell
feel
this for me. Wera.
Wera.
Okay.
It's a German tool manufacturer. I mean, everything they make is absolutely amazing. They are expensive, but if you're doing this for a living, it is worth the money.
Yeah, I've been using
or if you just
Kleins.
want to be a tool pimp at home, you know, do that.
Which I do.
I enjoy using really nice tools. And the Weras, like, you think that your Kleins are great and you're using them and they work fine. Then you pick up a Wera and you're like, how have I been using this other generally good socket driver, but the Weras feel great, and because they have a hollow shaft, you can use them for like posts and stuff. Yeah, insert joke here.
Nut drivers.
Nut driver.
What main sizes should someone have?
The ones that come in the sets. So you want your standard. You don't need metric for pinball machines.
Okay.
But you've got your quarter inch, your 11/32, your 5/16. Those are going to be your most common use.
This last tool I found, I don't think you can talk shit about it. It's
no, absolutely not. That's on my
switch
list.
adjuster.
That is a switch adjuster that came from Marco's Specialties.
You bet it did.
Yeah. Yeah, Marco sells a 3-piece set of those at different angles, and the slots are at different angles and what have you. Also, that is a must. They're very inexpensive. Get the 3-piece set.
I've never, to be honest, sorry, I've never actually wanted a different size. I've never needed one. I mean, maybe that's a good problem to have. I've just, maybe it's a testament to this tool. It always works.
Yeah.
It's so clutch too. When you just need to bend something just a little bit, just a skosh.
Right. Yep.
Right. You don't want to get in there with the needle nose and
which I used to do.
Yeah.
You can see all the switches that people have adjusted with the needle nose. It's ham-handed and it's a mess.
The blades look all wavy.
Either twisted, spiral. Yeah. So, and then on your screwdrivers, once again, Wera. These are the most beautiful screwdrivers.
Second to none. And if you have an old machine, old beat up Gottlieb or Bally with stripped out screws, these Weras will get a grip. They have like teeth on the little point.
They're laser etched.
Yeah, they're laser etched. That's right. And they will grab anything. Well, but we didn't talk about our level because Jason brought out his bubble level, which is fine.
Yeah,
That's
shit
fine.
level. Yeah, it's fine.
But what do we use, Rachel?
We use a Klein digital level.
Klein in the house.
Klein. You set it on the playfield, and it will tell you to the 10th of a degree how far up or down you are. But this is also cool if you're trying to set pitch, because a lot of times you read in the manual, this should be at 6.8 degrees, or your friend tells you, I've got mine at 7 degrees, right? If I find that my game, let's say Jurassic Park, let's say that Cale and I believe that it plays best at 7 degrees. We talk to Jason, who lives thousands of miles away. We can say, get out your digital level, set it to 7 degrees, which is much more accurate than the phone apps or the bubble level, which, you don't have a numeric value for. So digital level, way to go.
And from my recollection, didn't Jack Danger suggest that specific digital level?
Yeah, we saw him using it on some of his videos years ago before he had a machine out. I think when he was making that, I don't even know what you call that machine. His kind of like resume or entrance exam into Stern, and we noticed him using it and messaged him about it and started using it. It's a great tool. He still uses it today. I was talking with him about it a couple weeks ago.
When he was a wee lad. In other words. Yep. When you are measuring a game, do you just put this digital level between the flippers, or do you also walk me through that?
I put it all over the machine.
Multiple points.
Yeah, multiple points. Especially on older machines. I mean, maybe you can, it's wood, right? Who knows what's happened and what it's been through. Might have a little warpage, but also the inserts make things different. So you want to get these readings all over the place. And it can be a huge pain in the ass, but just take some time and make it right. But, for the most part, you want to worry about, in between the flippers. Throw it on there. As long as there's no like inserts, making the reading, making it give you some weird readings.
So beyond screwdrivers, nut drivers, Wera, apparently you guys are sponsored by Wera, and I'm unaware. Oh, fuck.
Boy, I'd love to
tools.
be.
Man, yeah. What else you guys got? Or is that it? Is that all people need?
Oh, no. There's more.
Thank you.
Headlamps. So I have gone through probably, Cale, would you say 15 different headlamps before I found the one that...
every single headlamp. I've gotten on, Wirecutter, read reviews.
Spelunking.com.
I've been wrong so many times.
Pornhub,
Rachel has finally found the headlamp to rule them all.
Is it a Wera?
No, it's not. It's an Energizer. It's actually an Energizer.
The bunny.
Yep, the bunny saves us. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, Electric Bat Mark turned us on to this. It is it's got like, 9 million lumens. It's adjustable. It doesn't have to be, stadium lighting, but it will get extremely bright. It's rechargeable. In a pinch, it will also take a battery, not like a AA. It's a CR, I don't know, a fancy battery thingy. Mm-hmm. It's a big old battery that will go in there. It comes with one, but it lasts a long time. It's extremely bright. It's adjustable. All the things you want. It is the best headlamp, and it's about $30. It's not a terribly expensive one. It is just the best one.
Does it have a specific model number, or is it?
I believe it's the IPX4, but I can figure it out, and we'll throw a link up there for it.
It almost looks like you have one of those tiny like military flashlights on your head. The one where you hold. It's like a gooseneck. Like the old school military flashlights. But of course, it's not that big. But yeah, it is the absolute brightest one we have found.
I have a headlamp. Great call. I do have one. It's not in here because I use it for other things like looking for snails in the woods at night.
Cool.
I don't. I just made that up. But it has.
Cool. We have to worry about scorpions.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Y'all ever got stung?
No, we're lucky. We don't. We live in the city, and we don't have to deal with them at home. But
in this part of the city,
yeah.
But you do have to bring your own oxygen.
that's only when I go to Flagstaff, man. It's like 8,000 feet in the sky, dude. I need more oxygen, man.
No scorpions, but also no air.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Shit, I lost my. Oh yeah, my headset. It's brighter than shit. It's brighter than heaven would be if you're like, whoa, I'm fucking. But it's charged by not USB-C, not Lightning, not USB. What is it? USB Mini that's like on the Android phones. It's the one that's like before that's shaped like a little trapezoid that no one has the charger for.
Oh yeah,
ever.
yeah. I've had many a headlamp with that.
Yeah, so I don't charge it, so it's dead because I don't have any of those cables. But the Energizer? Oh, it's rechargeable. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Just plug it in.
Okay. Good.
Yes, it's great. You also need a soldering iron.
Totes.
And so there's obviously two routes you can go with this. The cheaper version, or if you're going to be doing a lot of soldering, you definitely want a soldering station. We have both, but for most people, I think there's an inexpensive Weller brand that, again, it's maybe like $30. And the thing I love about this, and I use this all the time, it has LEDs, so it will always shine light to where you're soldering, which is so helpful. And it has a nice triangular base, so it doesn't roll off a surface and burn you in the leg or something. So if you're going to get just for a base soldering iron, that's the one I love is the Weller with the LEDs. And if you're going to be doing circuit board stuff or some more involved things, or whenever I'm building displays or things that take a lot of soldering, I'll use the Hacko soldering station.
Oh, it's the best.
It
heats
wonderful.
up in like 1 second.
It's reliable. It stays hot. It's a pleasure to use. And same with their desolderer. We use the Hacko solderer, the Hacko desolderer. If you're going to be doing a lot of work, invest in those. They're awesome.
Yeah, the Hacko we use for, well, I guess I use it at the audio shop when we're changing guitar pickups or doing work on instruments, because it heats up right away. For anyone, if you want a quick reference, it's the blue and yellow one. You've probably seen it. It looks like a little Lego thing. Everything's in it. It's kind of like the end all be all for a station. I mean, you might need other tips and whatever tips, like literal tips for the soldering. You need smaller or bigger, but yeah, Hacko. I have a Hacko. And then, I have a piece of shit soldering iron that was like $12 that barely works. So I'd check out that Weller one you mentioned.
Yes, you'll like it. Cale found a spring tool that we use a lot. He found it on the Marco site. Cale,
what?
It's a spring tool. It's the tool that we use to put on or take off springs.
It's so helpful.
A spring,
I think we bought think of like a dental tool, but it has a hook on one side and on the other side like a reverse hook, so you can unhook the springs, your return springs, and then put them back on. It's so much.
Return springs. Okay, I was trying to think of what springs.
So a flipper return spring, a drop target spring. Any little tiny spring, this tool allows you to both push and pull. Mm-hmm. And when he found it, we bought one. And then after he used that, I think we bought like 5 to give out to our friends.
Yeah. Keep 2 in a tool bag. And if they're inexpensive. If you buy some from Marco, get a couple of them, because it's the kind of thing that's like really tiny, and you could leave it in a machine on accident and you'll find it like a week later. So put a couple in your tool bag.
Spring tool. And it's built specifically for that.
I don't know what it's built for, but it works. For a spring tool.
You can search it by that. I have no idea if they designed it or if, don't know. But it works for this. It's great.
Y'all ever wonder about, or do it anyways, like the dentist tools for plaque, when they're scraping at you and they're getting all that stuff off, and it doesn't feel great, but it's nice knowing that they're getting all that nasty out of there. I want to get myself a nice set of dentist tools and just work on them myself at home. Y'all ever get weird with that?
No,
I have a dental tool.
She has all that stuff, but we have upgraded to a
Toothbrush?
water pick.
Oh shit! Right,
man, dude. If you don't have a water pick, you can't get them at Marco's Specialties. You can get it yet. Yeah, you can't. But man, what a game changer for cleaning your teeth. If you are not water picking, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not kissing you.
Yeah. I used to water pick quite. I used to water pick. I was a picker. I'm mainly now a stick flosser, with the stick with the little thing. Yep. So you're saying you water both? Pick? I mean,
so here's my dental regime.
Please.
Please, yeah. This is what the people have come to listen to. Start with the water pick.
You start with it.
Yeah. Start with the water pick.
You have it mounted in the shower, or is this on the sink?
That's a good idea.
I got mine in the shower.
Well, ours is a plug-in, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay. Ours is pressure-based. It's
pressure-based. Like, what do you like? Up tall, like an enema?
No, you hook it up to the shower spout where the you unhook it and you put it behind the shower. Sure. So when you turn on the shower, the water goes to the water pick first. And then it goes to the spout and you shower. But if you want to use a water pick,
thing.
Oh shit, it's like $10.
How cool is
we
that?
have two. It's the best, man.
So you could also clean out your belly button or something.
Yes, yeah, and it's high pressure. Yeah, we went through this rigmarole because you're trying to school me on water picks. I guess tables have turned when we went through the which water pick do we get? I went through the plug-in. I'm like, that's not enough pressure for me. I need it to hurt. I need it to pierce my skin. So what's the pipes in the shower? There's pressure behind that. So you put it in there, and it'll get you. You turn that fucker on, you can kill bugs with it. Oh yeah. So we did it. Our daughter took a shower in our shower one time. I was like, I want one of those. Let's fucking buckle up. Got one in her shower. We all got ourselves a water pick hanging. Now I've used it. It's so if you have a little mold in the shower or you got a little soap scum, you turn that on, you just aim it, it'll blast that off. It's fucking powerful.
Ours does that as well. Ours is that powerful because I've used it just to test to get all of the mineral buildup off the sink in there.
Yep.
So we did go to Wirecutter, and I don't remember the brand, but it's an excellent water pick. It's a water pick.
Yeah, or Klein.
Then we move on to the flossing.
Yeah, okay, so you start
picking.
with an, in my opinion, inferior water pick pressure level.
I think
you water pick
it.
yourself. But okay, also in the shower, you can just do whatever. You're blasting it from any angle of the water. Who cares? If you're in the sink, and if you get a miss, it's out the side, it's on the wall.
You have to take a shower. You have to get in the shower to use it.
I tend to use a shower.
Twice a day?
No. Oh, whoa, you pick twice a day? Water?
Oh, yeah. I love oral hygiene.
I start out. Here's what's up. You start out. This is how you're supposed to do it. You start out with the floss, old school floss. I like the tape because it's it fits.
By
in
tape,
the
you just mean the string.
Yeah, the floss. Yeah, the string type tape stuff.
Sure.
Use that. Then you water pick, and then you finish off with a good teeth brushing.
Finishing move.
But you don't rinse. After you do the toothbrush,
you want that fluoride on there,
right? You let it sit, and then you go to bed.
Okay, Rachel, let's finish your routine.
Or go on about your day.
You water pick with the inferior product, as we mentioned before. Then you floss, right? You said you floss second, and then you finish her off.
Then I brush. Yeah.
Now, when you guys are brushing, do you have are you always crest whitening? Because I find oh yeah, I got some. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Both? Sensodyne on both? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I introduced Rachel to Sensodyne.
Actually, that's not true at all.
It's true.
We both used it independently.
I see there seems to be a divorce bubbling here, so let's move on. The problem with Sensodyne, to me, is not enough mint. It doesn't it doesn't really get me the cleans like a nice crest where this is too much mint, which means it's clean. So I do have Sensodyne because I have a sensitive in the front. One of bicuspid. Tom Graff should come on here. We need Tom Graff on here. Tom, dentist.
I didn't know he was a dentist.
You bet.
Is he?
We'll bring him on here. We'll ask him about the him about the dentist tools, and let's.
I bet you Rachel has more teeth than Tom.
I had a collection, not in my mouth. I don't have some freakish like shark thing going, but
But you have a freakish collection of teeth?
Oh, maybe that wasn't helping.
Yeah,
was
like
it?
you're not, like I'm not. We don't have a bunch of teeth. I just have a collection of teeth. Okay, so y'all are weird with your teeth. You have very similar methods though, but you're both twice a day on the toothbrush.
Oh, yeah. At least.
If I'm honest, I'm one. I'm never two, ever.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Wow.
I've never had a cavity in my life.
Maybe I should switch to your method. Yeah. I've had some cavities, which is why I do all the time. I think some people just have better enamel, but this is really a question for Tom, it sounds like. So
yeah, okay, we'll put a pin in it.
Multimeters.
Love a multimeter.
Yeah. Keep going.
You really need a multimeter because you have to be able to check. Continuity is the most basic thing you're going to use a multimeter for. Make sure, the signal's getting from point A to point B, making sure that you don't have a break in a wire somewhere. And you can check continuity with any garbage multimeter. I have a nice Fluke multimeter. It's important to be able to do other things with your meter as well.
Is that a brand or a type?
As a brand.
Okay.
It's like the big yellow ones that you see, like that when you see people holding a nice multimeter, it's a Fluke.
Okay.
And then you can do a lot of other functions. So, you can get the little $10 Harbor Freight thing if you just want to be able to check continuity and maybe be able to trust what it's telling you. Multimeters are very expensive, though. That's getting into some. I don't know. It's been a long time since I bought one, but I remember it being like $200 or something like that. But really important if you're going to be doing that type of diagnosis.
Yeah, a quick Google, like a Fluke basic digital multimeter. Yeah. Oh wait, that's $44, $45. But like $470 for a. Does that sound more right? Oh, geez.
I mean, I think I've had this since college, and I think I probably paid $200 and something for it 20 years ago.
Man,
how much are
but
they
that's
now?
Not. He said 400 and something, but I bet you could find something in the middle for.
I bet you can. I bet you can find one at a pawn shop.
Yeah, I haven't been to a pawn shop in a long time. You guys?
There's one around the corner from us, so we went in there one time.
Yeah, with all the fentanyl use around town, there's great stuff.
Yeah, you need that turnover. Yeah, got to get that cash.
At the what shop?
Pawn shop? Pawn shop, right?
Yeah,
down.
Rachel, did you draw a penis on the bathroom floor?
I like where this is going.
I just went to the restroom, and there's a chalk outline of a penis pointing to the toilet.
Yeah. You guys, for reference, you guys are both in your own abode. You're at home. You're not in the arcade.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. I like all of this.
I found some Flukes on Amazon for like $178, $200. So
did you find it while you were drawing the penis on the floor? After?
No, Cale was busy in the office in there talking to you, I think, and I thought it would be funny to go up and do some drawings behind him.
Okay, you get up, you water pick your teeth. Barely works because it's plugged in.
I'm tell you, I have the absolute best life.
You floss. You grab your collection, your little. I picture like a little, a jewelry box of teeth, gangling, and you go in the bathroom with a big piece of chalk.
Bigger than that.
What the fuck? What do you mean? What, you collect teeth? You need teeth?
She has full on people. She has skulls. She has animal skulls, human skulls.
So after multimeters, I guess I just what other tools are we?
Oh, ratcheting socket wrenches. So there's a lot of times.
Must. Absolute must.
A lot of times you want to have. So what you have is a ratcheting socket wrench. You're thinking of is like the standard one, where the socket is perpendicular to the handle, but these are like your standard dog bone wrench, but they have a socket in there, and you can they are ratcheting, so it helps you get into tight places, and screw or unscrew.
And on this particular set that Rachel's talking about, they actually almost ratchet on both ends. The open end has like a little pin that allows you to ratchet also. These things are great, and they're actually very inexpensive.
Yeah, we use a Husky set. There are fancier ones.
Yeah, fuck you, Wera.
Yep,
We use Husky.
Wera makes a $200 and something set. We don't have it because the Huskies.
The Wera set's beautiful, but no need for all that. Too expensive.
So some other things that we use, like the dental tools, there are some hook tools like that. We use those all the time to get like coin jams and stuff out. Most people aren't going to need to do that, but it works way better than grabbing the back box key off the door, which you can also do in a pinch. But these little hook tools are great for that, or getting small parts out of tight places. So those are great. We use obviously things like alligator clips, little needle nose pliers all the time. We have some tiny channel lock pliers, an assortment of like screws, washers, all those types of things that that everybody has in a drawer somewhere in the house
next to their teeth.
Yeah. Yep. Heat shrink tubing also in the tooth drawer. Like little wire strippers.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the kind of
wire
things
strippers.
That you already
I think
have.
you're downplaying how important a nice wire stripper is.
Yes,
it was my main tool, my first main tool in my house that moved from my like workshop / use it for guitar stuff to like, I need to put that in the pinball bag, because the amount of times from wire cutting, which most good wire tools have, wire cutting to wire stripping to crimping to in a pinch you can use it as a needle nose pliers to like grab something, to crimp shit. I mean, shit.
Yes, they are. It is really important, and it's so much easier to strip wires with the right tool instead of with like wire cutters that you're trying to hold at the tension just right, so it'll just pull off, the coating and not cut out the wires. But absolutely, good tools are always make working a pleasure. Bad tools make you throw things against the wall. So whenever you can, get the best tool for the job that's out there.
I agree. Where I used to try to use, well, like I said, I'd have little shits laying around until I was like, I just need this magnetic nut driver because I use it all the fucking time. I use the same socket over and over and over, and yeah, it's go to Marco, go buy these tools. I mean, some of them are cheap, and some of them, like, personally, home use only kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Get yourself like 2 magnetic net drivers, a 1/4 inch, and what's probably the other most popular size?
You would probably need at least an 11/32 and a 5/16.
Yeah, for a lot of top of the playfield stuff. Get those. Get
a
nice wire
buy
cutter.
The set. It's not really any more expensive than buying a couple of individual ones.
Okay, that, a nice wire cutter, a soldering iron, the leaf tool, is that what it's called, right? The
spring adjuster tool,
spring adjuster,
switch adjuster tool,
switch adjuster.
Sorry.
Yep.
Spring tool,
a screwdriver, probably a Wera. I'm just off the top of my head. Like a multi-tip one that you can flip around, so flathead, Phillips, all that stuff. And a nice pinch as well in those multi-changing screwdrivers. You can take like the bit out, and then it also has the socket on it that fits.
Those are great.
Yeah. All right, tools. Thanks. If there's more questions about tools, please email in at pinballpartypodcast@gmail.com if you want to ask the experts on location about anything from teeth collection to pinball tools. We'll find more about teeth hygiene and what we should do in the future. Hopefully, Tom, get on here. But someone in your Discord had a question about any upcoming games that you guys have planned, aside from probably Venom, right? If Venom's real, you'll get Venom, right? Probably.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other planned games? I know Pulp Fiction is we're looking at long term, but
yep, we've ordered Pulp Fiction from Flippin' Out Pinball. And
oh shit, I've heard of them.
When I buy my pinball massage and I'm far from flipping out. From toppers, sharp blades, premiums, I've got it figured out. Flipping out, figured out. When I think of pinball, I think flipping out. Flipping out, figured out. When I buy from flipping out. Buy.
God, you're so good. You are amazing.
Oh, shit. I think he's talking about Zach, Manny, and Greg Bone, the employees of Flipping Out Pinball. A great place to buy new in-box games, to buy parts that aren't at Marco's, which, good luck. Most everything's at Marco. But Flipping Out, get new games, Stern, Jersey Jack, Pinball Brother, everyone, basically. Go there. Literally the best customer service in pinball, no doubt, easy. The most probably beyond personality, people that give a shit. They care about these fucking games.
For real.
They review games on Straight Down the Middle. They may or may not be an upcoming guest on this very show to talk about all that in more depth. But Flipping Out Pinball, tell them Pinball Party sent you. Great place to buy your pinball games from.
Does he still have Escaleras?
Oh, does he have Escaleras?
Man.
They're probably back ordered, but that fucker slangs Escaleras.
At a pinball show, I think it was Nashville or Louisville.
Nashville.
Was it? He let me borrow one to move a ton of pinball glass. I mean, this.
Oh, like a literal ton?
Yeah, 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. And man, it was so great. We lifted the whole thing up, brought it into the show so we could sell it. And those things are absolutely mind blowing.
I think he sells more Escaleras now than any because he busted up his fucking back from doing this so long. So now, he's
yes,
got no
pinball
choice.
will destroy your back.
Yeah.
Yes. Do your deadlifts. Have a good plan going. We can talk
Reverse hypers. Yep.
God, yeah, RDLs. But just right below the knee, where your hammies stretch.
Knees over toes.
Yeah, and don't add more weight to RDLs. You're just gonna pay for it on Dom's day, man.
That's right.
Just do a couple more reps. Fuck it. But deadlifts
Pulp
for
Fiction.
another. Pulp Fiction.
I mean, they're not making them yet. I know that I think there's one at Logan, if anybody wants to go play, and maybe Interium, I've heard.
Where's Logan?
Chicago.
Logan, yeah, arcade in Chicago.
Yeah.
So if you want to go play, go check those out. And I'm sure they'll be at any pinball show.
That game's so fun.
Yeah, we haven't played it yet. So we have to wait until they build it and send it to Zach, and Zach's going to send it on to the electric bat.
Man.
And that's not it though. We have another one ordered. I don't know if we're gonna get it or not. Galactic Tank Force.
What are you doing?
That's on the way. Yeah,
We're
Galactic
curious.
Tank. Yeah. I mean, shit. If we can put Scooby on the floor, why not this thing? I
want to see what that dumpster fired.
And
shit.
And then we have some older games we're working on in the shop. Rachel is working on an absolutely beautiful Andromeda, and we're getting close to completion on that thing.
Yeah, I think we're in the final run of parts. We should get the Marco order in this week, and I think that'll be enough to finish it up. So hopefully it will be on the floor of the electric bat shortly after people hear this podcast.
Yeah. And then after that, we have something really exciting. A machine most people in the world have never seen, much less played. Devil King by Technoplay. It's actually flipping. We just need to rewire the transformer so it can handle the power, US power.
When you sent me that text the other week, I did a double and a triple take. Like, what the fuck is this game? Yeah. It is like, if you go on Pinside, there is so little information. There's like 2 pictures. I encourage you to do so. Devil King, correct?
Devil King by Technoplay. Yeah. So it came out in like 83 or 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know.
And on the back glass, I mean, for me, I'm like, is that a Catholic god? Is that what that is supposed to represent? That dude looks sus.
That is, they straight ripped that off of an album cover of some like European rock band from the 70s, I believe.
Yes, there's like a wizard. There's some Logan's Run stuff. There's all kinds of
semi-stolen art. Yeah.
Okay, it's not God versus Devil, huh? It's
no.
And if you saw it from the side, if you just were walking into an arcade and you just saw the cabinet side, you would think you were about to play Journey because it's got the Journey scarabs all down the side.
Yeah, so that's coming in soon?
Yeah.
Or it's there, it's flipping.
As soon as we're done with Andromeda, we'll move on to that. And as far as I know, this will be the only place in the world to play one. There was one at a place in Australia, but I don't think they have it anymore. We've tried to get in touch with them. It's not on their list of games. It was at one time. So this it'll definitely be the only place in North America that you can play it.
So with these games coming in, I know you just did a huge remodel. Are you going to have to change the layout again anytime soon, or are you future-proofed for another dozen games?
No, we just have to swap games in and out. We are maxed out in terms of space, without just putting them everywhere and no room for people. So we are pretty constantly swapping games anyway, just keeping it fresh. So something will come out. Well, we have some storage in the back of the arcade, and some at the house. You find places.
Can I ask you, and I know you'll say yes, so I'm not going to use that stupid antiquated segue. Since you guys run an arcade and they are there to make you money, and although you are pinball enthusiasts and you like pinball and you play in tournaments and all that, that's not in question. But the thing that a lot of home owners / hobbyists do is get very attached to themes, because you have to. If you're buying a game for $6,000, $10,000, like, you got to kind of like it to a certain extent. And some people, including myself, have fallen in the trap of like, well, if to really be a fan, or you got to own the game to really be, to have an attachment to it. Do you guys lose that since you have so many games? Do you have certain attachments to games at Electric Bat? Like, that's my game. Like, Rachel, that's my theme or two, and I love it. I would never get rid of it. Or Cale, or is it kind of to you just like, they're just assets?
There's games that I care about more than other games, but there's also, they're all games. They're fun. We rarely sell games, so they just kind of get moved around. So it's not like we're not like setting them on fire or anything. They go in the back for a little while, and we work on them, clean them up, make some repairs, and then eventually they'll pop up. Maybe they'll go to Flagstaff. Maybe it'll, show up somewhere else. So I don't care about them as much as I think that maybe they're not as precious to us as they are to you. I'm guessing. Cale and I we were moving some games around the other day and talking about how we move games versus how HUO folks move games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to put something in between, wrap it, blanket wrap it. You guys just fuck it.
The craziest thing Rachel's ever seen, and she still can't believe that we did this. When I was working at Marco's Specialties, we were having a holiday party at a local Mexican restaurant, and at the last minute, we were like, you know what? We need a pinball machine, and so we pulled up Marco's truck. Marco Ramirez, and we unplugged a Beatles. We had just unboxed the Beatles, so it was set up, legs and everything. We just straight picked it up, lifted the whole thing into the truck, and drove it to the Mexican restaurant.
This was
we didn't fold it. We didn't take the legs off.
I don't think you even strapped it. I mean, it was like just sitting back there. I remember thinking, like,
I think we had somebody in the back holding on to it.
Probably. Cool. That goes beyond what I think is acceptable. But whenever I see, whenever I see the Facebook posts that have 132 outrage comments because there's somebody transporting a game down the road with the head up or something, I'm like, man, you guys have moved less than 300 games. Because at a certain point, you're just like, you know what, I'm going to take the risk on this one. It's going to be all right. And you know what? That Beatles was totally fine. There was not even stripped leg bolts. It was totally fine. Things could have gone horribly wrong. Could have gone a sharp turn. Could have cost a lot of money.
Yeah. The best part is we just left it there.
Yeah.
We were done partying. We like, okay, I'll have fun. We'll come get it someday.
They stayed there for like a month, I think, before people got around to getting it.
The staff had fun with it.
Yeah.
It's such a different world where like the home use only kind of hobby, the pin side. I mean, that's where all the, going back to what you mentioned earlier, the venom or the outrage will be, is it comes from people, at home, because I wouldn't, if games were only on location and there was like an upcoming, say, Superman game, like a dream theme of mine, right? And it wasn't up to my par, I wouldn't anyways, but these people going on Pinside, oh, the fuck, I had 10 grand set away for the newest Venom game and it doesn't have Eddie Brock, so I can't fucking believe it. Fuck you, fuck this podcast, fuck that guy. Like, all right, man, like, Jesus. Yeah. I got to imagine it's from that kind of attachment of like wanting to own a thing. And I guess for my own mental health, try to avoid that as much as I can. It still sometimes traps me back in with Lord of the Rings, but I haven't bought or done any of that in 2 months. I'd have to go back on the podcast to find out. I haven't been doing that, and it feels good to kind of let it go and just enjoy it from afar.
Yeah, we think they're great. They also make us money, but we love playing them. And for us, they're just, we see how durable and just how cool they are. It's. I think it's probably the same, Cale and I don't have kids, so this is me talking out the side of my neck. But, your first kid, people always are really, really careful with. And then by the time you get to the 8th one, you may not even name them until they're like 1 or 2 months old. Mm-hmm. They may or may not have clothes or food, right? Yeah, so I think it's kind of, well, it's not like that. We do take very good care of the machines, but I think that preciousness
with me,
a little.
Yeah, I like seeing some wear and tear on the machine. It shows that it's been played, and it's memories. That's the ghost in the machine. Telling the story of how many people had a fantastic time playing this thing, and it's sort of like, to me, it's like Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar. If I could own any instrument in the world, it would be that one. And it's just like, man, somebody has loved this thing. Yeah, and we do crazy things just to make the games play better, but that might make them look rough. Like on Rush recently, Scoopgate with Rush, right? And we have one of the first Rush machines off the line, and you know what? You know how we made it work and play like a top? Just remove that protector. Sure, the wood's getting chewed up, but people love it, and you can make that shot 100%. And that's what it's all about, having a good time. And we're not worried about resale value. We're worried about the fun value.
I love it because you have the more romantic view, exactly what you said. I won't repeat your words, of that these games have been used, the ghost in the machine, as you put it. And that's like the exact opposite what a home use only person usually could, like, I want low plays, there can't be anywhere. Mm-hmm. Because the reality is, at least maybe for me, it's not like which market or which hobbyist is better on location or whatever, but at home or in where I live, again, like, to play a game, I got to buy it. And to not lose my ass because it's stupid to like, oh, I'll just throw away $8,000. Like, I'm not, that's not me, guy. So I need to try to not lose a bunch of money. And that's where some of the, anxiety comes from of keeping it precious. And the first question out of a lot of people's mouths when you're selling a game, like on Pinside or Facebook, how many plays? Like, get over it. Yo, like, I've had games with under 50 plays that played like shit or had wear in a weird spot out of the box. And I've had games, I had this Jurassic Park Pro that I sold to Doc's buddy, Eric. What's up, Eric, if you're listening? I sold him a Jurassic Park Pro. I think it had like 13,000 plays, and it was the best playing Jurassic Park and one of the best conditioned Jurassic Park I've ever had. So everyone out there really being super anal in the secondary market about plays, just chill. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It just matters to you, to the people saying it, and like, oh, well, because once it's over 500 plays, that's just not a reality. Like, to their point, these things are built to take a fucking beating.
For sure. When I hear about a machine that has under 100 plays, I get offended.
Oh shit!
What
we
the
shouldn't.
fuck? You know how many people spent time making this motherfucker, and you played it 50 times?
There's so many people that will buy a game, powder coat it, play it 50 times, and sell it. And I get it, because there's something kind of cool about like making it look really great, and you have it. But then, you know, the joy or whatever, the lust of owning something, it goes away pretty fast. You're like, oh, it's just like anything else. It's a thing. Fuck, I'll sell it. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I think you want to love these machines. You want to get to know the machines. You want to see the individual machine's personality come out. And again, like, not to say that we don't take care of the machines. We take really good care of the machines, but we also don't cry when there's a little wear in the shooter lane. It just, you know, the game is being
as long
loved.
as the ball loads and it launches, that's all we care about.
So Scooby's out.
Scooby looks beautiful. Can't play it.
I swear to God, I am going to get that machine working.
Okay. We'll find out next time.
This is not a Halloween. I was ready to take a torch to Halloween.
I kind of want this to be even worse.
You just want to see the machine burn.
I want to see the world burn. Yeah, I want to see this go bad for you. No offense. But I want to ride that ride. What do you, last question I have before I want to eat, you know? What do you do with a game when it's eventually time to retire it? You said you move it to Flagstaff, maybe it's in the back. I mean, do you set it on fire at some point, or do you sell it, or what do you, because you guys don't have a lot of machines at home, do you?
We have a few at home, but there's games in the arcade that, you know, people have been playing them for 45 years, so I'm not sure why we would stop now.
Wow.
There's not, I mean,
I guess.
So I guess we don't retire them.
Yeah, there's going to be a point, and I think within the next 2 years, we'll have to figure something out, just because of all of these badass machines that the manufacturers are making. We're just going to run out of room at some point, and we're going to have to figure out something.
Figure it out.
Right.
Maybe that's when we start putting them in people's houses and renting out. You could rent out.
They're going to be, how many plays?
Yeah. I mean,
75 million.
we may put them in other arcades. Who knows?
Yeah.
Move up here, or, you know, just come here once a week. You start the location here. It's probably pretty tough in this fucking area. Old electric bat games.
It's too cold.
They play great.
Too cold.
It is too cold. Not today. 75.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's just one day, though.
Cross that bridge when we come to it. But
please do. And thanks for joining. Will you join again, or is this it? Oh yeah, we said like this is probably it, right? 32 was the last one, and then maybe 34.
Yeah,
this one may not see the light of day.
It's been a good time.
Yeah, it was a good run.
It was good. It's fun. I mean, it wasn't, but it was okay. Thank you. A big special thank you again to Marco Specialties. I really appreciate the sponsorship. Go get your parts there. Cale and Rachel will toss a lot of these links in the show notes of where to get these tools. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know at pinballpartypodcast@gmail.com. Go check out Electric Bat Arcade in Arizona. Check out the Discord. I think you guys put the Discord on Instagram, right? People can come in, talk some shit.
We did. Those links expire, so I'm going to put another one when this show drops in the story and on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, you two are both very active. I pop up once in a while. We talk about bananas. An unhealthy amount and healthy amount of banana talk, which I really appreciate. Come in the Electric Bat Discord, talk about which bananas you like. Do you like them firm? Do you like them raw? Do you like them ripe? I mean, pick number 4, or I'm going to give you some shit. And listen to us next time on the Pinball Party Podcast. For Rachel, Cale, and myself. See ya and stuff.
Thank you, Jason. It has been an absolute slice.
Of course
Thank
it
you.
has.
See you later.
Thanks. See ya. Bye. Awesome as always. As a reminder, if you want to find these tools that Rachel and Cale and I talked about, we put a link in the show notes for you. A one-stop shop. Everything in one spot. Best prices, where to get them. Click that link in there. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Cale. Thank you, Rachel. Send in your texts with no context to pinballpartypodcast@gmail.com. In the meantime, enjoy this demo of the song called Excuses by Neon Dale. See you later.
Pensive alone for no better reason. sight I stare, needing stimulation, gasping for air. Is anybody there? Give me a purpose, give me a reason, give me something strong enough, grab my attention. I'm not a junkie, it's just a weekday, and I'm sick of being bored all by myself. Not to smash your teeth in. I really hate these, all of your opinions. Maybe I'm better off just talking to myself. I can't escape these, all of your opinions. Maybe I'm making up excuses for myself. I'm really sick of being bored all by myself. Maybe I'll always just be talking to myself.